Welcome back to UtahYotas. Today I'm gonna put in a Total Chaos bed stiffener. Now, these bed stiffeners you only really need them if you put a lot of weight on your Tacoma. And if you've seen in some of my videos, I have a pretty heavy duty roof rack. I mean shell and roof rack and tent. Now I've recently got rid of my my Smittybilt tent. I've got another one on order. I've got it coming through Tough Stuff, and it's one of their hard shell tents, and I'll do a review of that when I get it. It's a pretty reasonable price compared to some of the other ones, but anyway, so for now I just wanted to show you some of the products that I've ordered. So I've got this Total Chaos kit, and I'll show you what that is. Okay, so in the kit comes two of these. These are your bed stiffeners right here. And I got one, I don't have it installed yet, but I got, this is what it looks like before it's installed. And it's going to go into this spot right here, and up here is going to be another location, and then you have to drill a couple holes right here. Some people don't want to drill the holes. I imagine you could probably put it in without drilling the holes, but I'm going to drill the holes so that it gets stronger and it doesn't have any room to move around. So I'm going to have to take these lights out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install one. And then I'll install the other one, and I'll show you all the tools I use. The other one's going to go over there, and they just sit in here just like this. Along the bed here, so they just sit in there just like so. I got this mat here so that I don't. Okay, so they sit in here like so, and obviously they go down in those holes. So I'll get all the tools ready to go, and I'll show you how that goes. But in the meantime, why don't you subscribe to my channel? And thanks for watching, and I'm glad you guys are back watching another one of my videos, and I'll keep trying to make some more for you guys. Again, this is UtahYotas, and I'm going to get my tools ready and start rocking and rolling on this project. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to touch base on was the tie down in the truck. See, when you take it off, it's a I believe it's a T40, but I'll give you more information on that. But when you take it off, it looks like this. You got this little plastic tab here. So you got to pull this little plastic tab off because you're going to actually reuse these for your install. So be careful. As we know, plastic breaks, so don't break this. It's kind of a delicate little item. So you get it loose, and then you can just twist it off like so. And then keep track of how you have these, because you're going to put them in the same way. So keep those in order, so that when you reinstall it with the nut that they provide, then you can put it back the same way that it came. So you're not going to be reusing this, so you save it for another project, but you're not going to be reusing this. I didn't really like these anyway because they swivel around and drive me crazy. So I will like the Chaos bed stiffeners because they have tie down locations on there as well. So anyway, just giving you a heads up on this little unit here. It's part of the install. So if you see me going like this, it's because I'm trying to see. My eyes are not as good as they used to be. So anyway, you will need a little screwdriver. Okay, so the things that as you can see, I've got this one installed. Turned out really simple and easy. You have to take off the light over here, but it's really simple. You need a long extension with a 5/8 socket on there, so you can reach down in here. You're going to need a 1/2 inch wrench, so you can tighten up these lock nuts. Once you have then put in behind where the tail light goes, you're going to need a 1/2 inch socket. You're going to need a 10mm socket. You're going to need a T55, and you're going to need a T40. T40. Get that focused. And some Loctite and a 5/16 drill bit. These big nuts are really torqued down, so you might have to get a little bit longer extension on your ratchet to do that with. I tried with a ratchet and it was quite tough, so I decided to go the cheat way and use my Monster brushless impact that's used for taking off lug nuts off of cars. So, and it had no problem. Then you got to take that one off there. You got to take this one off here for the tail light, and this one off here for the tail light, and then you got to take this one off here. So I'll get working on that. I'm going to get some of these little ones off, and then I'll pull the tail light out, and you can see how that works. These bad boys are on tighter than tight. So we'll put some Loctite on that in a minute when we put it back in. We're not going to need that for a bit. And then we'll get our other one off, and this one's not in nearly as tight. So, and this is the one that you got to take the pieces off separately and keep them together so that you can put those back in the way they need to go. So I'll be doing that here in just a minute. We'll take this top one off. And you just take the top nut off right there. It's real simple. Stop. So when you take these tail lights out, you just want to tug on them. They got little tabs on the inside. You just pull them real tight like that, and then get the bottom one undone, and then they pop out. The tabs that are holding it in are these little tabs right here, and the one on the top's right there. Sometimes the little plastic tabs come out with it, but most of the time it doesn't. So you're just gonna let this dangle here without scratching your truck, and then we'll get busy on putting this back together. So the next thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put this. Sorry, the sun's kind of bright today. I'm going to put this in here like this, and I'm going to put these back on as I showed you how they came off. You want to put them back on exactly how they came off. So, you put them on exactly how they came off. Then you got your little plastic tab, and this plastic tab's already starting to deteriorate, so it's not going to do a lot of good for me, but we'll leave it on just how it came out. So, as you all know, plastic is plastic. Then I want to put a little bit of Loctite on there, just to keep things tight, keep things from wobbling around. You want to be careful not to use red Loctite, because red Loctite is more permanent. So I use blue, and so you can, that way if you ever have to take it off, you don't have to bugger with it so bad. So I'm going to get that put in there and set it down, because that's the main thing that's going to hold me up right there. So I got that sticking in there, and we're going to get that wiggle down in the hole and get that started with my hand, because I don't want to strip anything out. So got that started a little bit. Now we're going to put some Loctite on this bad boy, and we're going to get it started in its hole. And I was debating whether I need to take this washer off or not, but there's plenty of threads underneath. I got into the truck and looked at the threads, so there's plenty of threads underneath for that. So I'm just going to leave those a little loose, because we still got to do this upper part up here. So I'm going to set the camera down and get busy on that. Now this one here is goes into more of a plastic. It does have a little bit of a metal piece up there, but I'm not going to necessarily put Loctite on this. I mean, I could, but I'm not quite sure it's really going to do a lot of good right there. So I started that. Now that's in there. So I'm going to tighten all those down real quick, and that way we can get the holes drilled where they need to be. So let's get these tightened down. We don't need the T40 anymore because we're going to use the 5/16 ratchet with socket with extension on it. So I'll hook that up to my smaller impact. Because now that I've got all of the stuff in there, I can go ahead and start tightening. So this one's going to go in. Now that's plenty of torque with this torque gun to put that in there. So I may check the how tight this is here with a ratchet, but I think my little impact did just fine. So now what I need to do is I need to drill some holes in here. So we're just going to take our 5/16 wrench, our 5/16 drill bit, sorry. You might want to wear safety glasses. I have glasses on, and mine are safety and seeing glasses. So once all my holes are drilled, I'm going to now put in some. I've got a little bit of paint that I want to put on there because I don't want. There's a little bit of metal that I've exposed down in here, so I want to keep that from rusting. So you got a little bit of paint. So got that done. Now I want to get my nuts and my bolts put in. So now, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your the nuts that they provide, the bolts that they provide, put a flat washer on the first one, and then you're going to stick it through. They provide a second flat washer to go on the back side. Now this top one's kind of a bugger because it's got a little flange on the back side here that for strength. So you kind of have to monkey around in there to get it on. So just know that I might have to have someone with smaller fingers. My fingers are pretty small, but okay, got that started. Now we'll put the second one in, and got my flat washer on the outside, my flat washer for the inside. Now these ones are real easy because you can see everything. So piece of cake on that. Got my third one going in. And my other flat washer. So this is where you need your 1/2-inch sockets and your 1/2-inch wrench. So I've got my little impact here. I'm going to put my wrench on the inside, and we're going to tighten it up. You saw how that kind of sucked that in? If you didn't see it, it really sucked it in. Even though I had that one up on the top kind of tight, it really sucked it in. So that's why if you're debating on not doing these extra ones, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot because it really helps. And I say debating on drilling the holes, that's what I meant. Some people don't like to drill holes in their trucks, but drilling right here is not going to harm anything. So pretty much that's all there is to it. Now what you got to do is you got to put your light back on. So Let me throw my light up here. Get my light twisted around in place, and then these lights are pretty easy to get in and out, and you just kind of push them. Get that little snap, and then you're going to put these back in now. These are going into plastic, so be careful. We all love plastic, but I hate it too because it breaks easy, and then if you strip that out, you're kind of screwed. So now you got to get back to your 10mm, so you can put those on. Let's get my 10mm, and we're going to just tighten those up. This bottom one is the one that holds the most. So now we're all set, and oh, I want to tighten this top one up. Now we're good to go. It's all in, as you can see. Okay, so you can see it's all in. Everything's all tightened up. Pretty easy. You guys all saw how that went together. That did not take any time at all. I do need to do some vacuuming, clean up some of the metal, but it's all in both sides. And they gave me some great stickers. I love stickers. So, and thanks for watching UtahYotas Overland channel. So keep going, keep clicking, and if you have any friends that want to learn more about some of the stuff I do, tell them to subscribe too as well.